Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to my podcast if you are listening to this episode in the audio version only. My name is Rux, I'm a Western tropical astrologer, and today we're going to be talking about the nodes of the moon transiting the Taurus-Scorpio axis. Before we start talking astrology, I have a few things that I would like to mention. If you want to work with me, you can find me on my website, which is writteninthestars-astrology.com. That is writteninthestars-astrology.com. You can go to the services section and you will find there the various types of readings and consultations that you can go for. I know there's been quite a few scammers going around, and I want to let you know that I will never, ever direct message you or comment to ask you to WhatsApp me for a reading. That will never happen. The only place on the internet where you can purchase a consultation or a reading with me is my website, writteninthestars-astrology.com. As I have mentioned before, I am a Western tropical astrologer, therefore all videos on my channel and all episodes on my podcast will follow Western tropical astrology, and in my practice I use the whole sign house system. In the whole sign house system, the sign of the ascendant governs your entire first house. For instance, if you're a Cancer ascendant, then Cancer will govern your first house, Leo your second, Virgo your third house, and so on. So if you're looking at your chart in Placidus or in a different house system, just for you to know that I don't use those house systems anymore. I use the whole sign because I have found it to be the most accurate in my experience and in my clients' experience. Let's talk about the transit of the North Node through Taurus and the transit of the South Node through Scorpio. The North Node-South Node axis is the axis of destiny and karma. In astrology, it is considered to be the axis of growth and release, of evolution and of letting go. The North Node transits through a certain sign once every 19 years. So we are talking here about a 19-year cycle. The last time when it was in Taurus was between the 19th of January 2022, between the 14th of April 2003 until the 26th of December 2004. It is now in Taurus from the 19th of January 2022 until July of 2023, 18th, 19th of July 2023. So have a think about what you were doing 19 years ago, between April 2003 and December 2004, because again, that was the last time when the North Node was transiting the sign of Taurus. We're obviously also going to talk about what was happening in the world between April of 2003 and December 2004, but let's talk a little bit more about the symbolism of the nodes. So the North Node, or the head of the dragon, as it was called by ancient astrologers, indicates what we are called to prioritize and focus on. It is indicative of our path of growth, of our karmic evolutionary path. It is also associated with karmic encounters, fated encounters. The South Node, always the opposite point to the North Node, or the tail of the dragon, as it was called by ancient astrologers, indicates a point of release. It indicates aspects of our life, or let's say relationships, certain parts of our life that are shrinking in terms of their importance, in terms of their priority in our life. Sometimes the South Node can indicate the loss of people in our life, not necessarily in the material sense of the word, but in the sense that they may no longer play such a prominent role in our life. As the nodes transited the Gemini-Sagittarius axis, so that happened between May of 2020 until the 18th, 19th of January this year, we noticed an increase in all things Gemini at a collective level. We noticed a significant increase in the amount of communications that we had to engage in. My apologies. Social media connections, short distance travel or local travel. Also, a tremendous rise in e-commerce and in deliveries, again, ruled by Geminis. And we also noticed a decrease in all things Sagittarius and all things governed by Sagittarius, where the South Node was between May of 2020 until the 19th of January 2022. Sagittarius governs religion, it governs the legal system, it governs long-distance travel. So we noticed a decrease in religious encounters. We obviously couldn't go to church, we couldn't attend that many weddings or religious events and so on. There may have also been, certainly if you've been following the news, a certain amount of disillusionment with the church or with certain religious or philosophical worldviews, again, governed by Sagittarius. And obviously, there was a lot less travel, especially abroad, long-distance travel, due to what was going on in the world, of course. Now, on to a new karmic chapter. The North Node in Taurus puts the spotlight on new ways to create a sense of security in our lives. So we're going to see an increase in all things Taurus in the next year and a half until July of 2023. Probably new ways of growing food, a new set of material and physical 3D reality values that come to prominence in our lives, new ways to maybe engage with the 5 physical senses, because Taurus governs the 5 physical senses. Probably a tremendous amount of focus on building and accumulating material security in our life. But something is evolving in terms of what we deem to bring security in our life. We're also probably going to notice a tremendous amount of focus on nature and sustainability and taking care of nature and taking care of Gaia, of Mother Earth. The South Node transiting through Scorpio between 18th, 19th of January this year until July of 2023 indicates most likely a loss of power when it comes to behind the scenes organizations. Don't shoot the messenger, please, but I do see the South Node moving through Scorpio, corresponding to a decrease in the value of investments, in the value of stocks, for instance. I will make a recommendation. Again, I'm no financial advisor. You are completely responsible for how you decide to make your money, spend your money, and invest your money. My recommendation would be in the next year and a half to focus on how you can accumulate and build and save rather than make risky kind of moves, all or nothing kind of moves in terms of investments and so on. And in general, I recommend tapping into the energy of Taurus, which is the master builder. So build things in your life rather than, taking significant risks, because there can be significant losses that make their way into your life. What else does the South Node through Scorpio bring in the life of the collective in the next year and a half? Well, most likely the exposing of secrets that have to do with how other people's resources have been used or misused. And here I'm thinking, for instance, of taxpayers' money. With the South Node in Scorpio, we are called to release attachment to conspiracy theories. We are called to release attachment to other people's motives, other people's business, and just mind our own business and focus on our own safety, security, accumulation, and what we value and what matters to us. Also, let's not forget that Scorpio is fixed water. So if anything, we are all called at a collective level to release attachment to negative or toxic emotions that may have acted as some sort of poison in our lives, in our body, in our system. This is a time to build. and build in a new way, build in an innovative way, reevaluate what actually matters to us, what we value, what we place emphasis on. What was going on in the world the last time when the North Node was transiting through Taurus? So again, April 2003 until December 2004. Well, a few things. I've been Googling, obviously, to see the headlines of 2003 and 2004. I'll just go through a few key points that and topics that stood out to me. On the 14th of April 2003, the Human Genome Project was completed with 99% of the human genome sequenced to an accuracy of 99.99%. So we see here a tremendous focus on the physical body, on the human body, which again, Taurus rules over. On the 2nd of June, Europe launched its first voyage to another planet, Mars. The European Space Agency's Mars Express probe launched from the Baikonur Space Center in Kazakhstan. On the 1st of May 2003, in what became known as the Mission Accomplished speech, U.S. President George W. Bush declared that major combat operations in Iraq have ended on board the USS Abraham Lincoln off the coast of California. On the 27th of August, Mars made its closest approach to Earth in nearly 60,000 years. Very interesting here. On the 28th of August 2003, an electricity blackout cut off power to around 500,000 people living in the southeast of England and brought 60% of London's underground rail network to a halt. On the 15th of November, the first day of the Istanbul bombings took place, followed by additional bombings on the 20th of November. Scorpio is very explosive energy, and the South Node was also transiting through Scorpio at the time. In November, on the 22nd of November 2003, in Georgia, the opponents of President Edward Shevardnadze, I hope I pronounced that right, seized the parliament building and demanded the president's resignation. On the 13th of December 2003, former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein was captured near his hometown of Tikrit during Operation Red Dawn by U.S. forces. On the 4th of February 2004, folks, this is very interesting, Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook from his Harvard dormitory. Facebook has a very interesting natal chart. It has its Sun conjunct Neptune in Aquarius and Jupiter in Virgo. So not only is it going through its nodal return as we speak in the next year and a half, this year it is also going through its Jupiter opposition because Jupiter is transiting through Pisces. On the 29th of March 2004, the Republic of Ireland became the first country in the world to ban smoking in all workplaces, including bars and restaurants. So again, here we see a tremendous focus on health and the physical body, you could say. On the 24th of April 2004, the United States lifted economic sanctions imposed on Libya 18 years ago. Remember, a nodal cycle takes approximately 19 years. So it came literally full circle. On the 24th of May 2004, North Korea banned mobile phones. Okay. On the 13th of August 2004, the 28th Olympic Games opened in Athens, Greece. On the 8th of October 2004, Kenyan Wangari Maathai was the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for her contribution to sustainable development, Taurus, democracy, and peace. On the 25th of October 2004, Fidel Castro, Cuba's president at the time, announced that transactions using the American dollar would be banned by November the 8th. And let's see. On the 2nd of November, 2004, George W. Bush was re-elected President of the United States, defeating Democrat candidate John Kerry. So a lot happened in that year and a half period. Remember that the nodes change signs once every year and a half, and they carry with them the eclipses. So the eclipses happen in the signs that the nodes are transiting. I do believe something major is going to happen on an economic level, especially as the transiting north node will connect with Uranus as it is moving through Taurus. Uranus continues to move through Taurus. I do believe we're probably going to see some sort of revolution and innovation of the economic system, you could say. The economy is one to keep an eye on. Let's talk about the updates for each zodiac sign. So I know that's what most of you are here for. I do recommend listening to the update for your rising sign more than anything else. If you know your rising sign, then that's it. You don't have to listen to anything else. Just listen to the update for your rising sign. If you don't know your rising sign, you can listen to the update for your sun sign. So, my dear Aries suns and Aries risings. The North Node, the transiting North Node from the 19th of January this year until July of 2023 is going to be moving through your second house of income, and the South Node through your 8th house. So this year and a half chapter is asking you to reevaluate what matters to you, what you place value on, what you spend your money and resources on. It is also likely to bring into your life the opportunity to make money in a new way, and maybe to also discover new inner resources that you can monetize. On the other side of the chart, with the South Node moving through your 8th house, I dare say that you are called to release attachment to maybe a shared resource, or also to cut your losses, maybe when it comes to investments. So my recommendation would be to focus on growing your income through your own work and finding new ways to monetize your talents, and not necessarily rely that much on investments, because that seems to be an area of your life that is shrinking. If you are a Taurus sun or Taurus rising, especially if you're a Taurus rising, the North Node is going to be transiting through your 1st house, and the South Node through your 7th from January this year until July of 2023, 19th of July of 2023. This is a year and a half chapter for you to develop yourself in a new way, for you to explore maybe untapped potential, for you to also maybe change your looks, change your appearance, change your image, and to also, I dare say, reevaluate your life direction. This is a period to focus on you, on who you are, on who you want to become, and on where you're headed in life, and to focus less, if you ask me, on others, on relationships, on the needs of others, and so on. If the North Node is going over your sun, if you are a Taurus sun, then it may feel like in the next year and a half, you are connecting a lot more with your life purpose. And because the North Node is also associated with growth, it may literally increase your confidence, your pride, and it may boost your vitality as well. Gemini suns and Gemini risings especially, the transiting North Node through Taurus for the next year and a half until July of 2023 is going to be moving through your 12th house. And the South Node is going to be moving through your 6th house of day-to-day work. Well, I gotta say, in the next year and a half, you're probably going to say goodbye to maybe a workplace, an old team that you used to work with. You're also called to focus less on daily mundane tasks and duties and responsibilities. You're probably going to actually release some of them, whether you like it or not. And you are called to focus more and to grow your inner world, your spiritual practice, to spend time with yourself, to spend time in private, to look inwards, to study your shadow, to also create a sense of inner safety and security for yourself without it being dependent that much upon the outside world. If you are a Cancer sun or a Cancer rising, like yours truly here, the transiting North Node is going to be moving through your 11th house for the next year and a half until July of 2023. And the South Node moving through your 5th house is likely to bring the following. You are probably going to maybe release an old passion or hobby, or release attachment to something that used to bring you maybe a lot of joy, but it has also maybe created into your life a bubble or a ball of toxic emotions or of emotions that are no longer healthy. You're called to maybe release obsession possibly with a romantic partner or with a specific activity that you enjoy doing. And in the next year and a half, my recommendation would be to focus on 11th house topics to grow them, because there will be an opportunity for you to grow them. You're probably going to have fated encounters with people who will become your friends, new people that will become your friends. You will also most likely enter into some sort of like new group of people. So there is this energy of innovating and of updating, of upgrading your tribe. And you're also called to build something or to contribute to building something together with a collective, together with an entire group of people that you resonate with from a mentality perspective. This is also a time in your life to set your eyes on the future and on what you want to build for the future. If you are a Leo sun or a Leo rising in particular, the transiting North Node for the next year and a half will be moving through your 10th house, and the South Node through your 4th house of home, Leos. So you are called to grow and to prioritize and to focus upon your career path, your status, your professional goals. You may also step into a new career direction. You may decide to enter a new industry. You may also rise through the ranks career-wise. So it is certainly a time to push yourself towards your career aspirations and to allow your career aspirations to be updated and upgraded, I'd say. With the South Node moving through the 4th house, there could be a sense of release that you're experiencing when it comes to maybe emotional attachment to the past, emotional attachment possibly to a certain way of being in the home. You could also leave a home behind, so literally move. That is very, very possible to happen in the next year and a half. If you are a Virgo sun or a Virgo rising, the North Node through Taurus until July of 2023 will move through your 9th house of higher education, of foreign lands and foreign countries, and the South Node will move through your 3rd house. So you're called to focus for the next year and a half, Virgos, on expanding your worldview, on expanding your belief systems, on traveling. I dare say even long distance travel. You're called to embody the explorer and to possibly also open yourselves up to new ways of making sense of the world. So there is an upgrade that you're going through in terms of your life philosophy. You may also meet some sort of new teacher, new mentor. With the South Node moving through the 3rd house, I dare say you may let go of certain outdated opinions and possibly also experience less of an interaction with the local community, maybe less of an interaction with siblings, if you have siblings, with cousins, and so on. If you're a Libra sun or a Libra rising, the North Node for the next year and a half until July of 2023 will move through your 8th house of shared resources and intimacy, and the South Node through your 2nd house. You are probably going to let go of an existing source of income, my dear Libras, in the next year and a half, and you may also release outdated values, and especially emotional attachment to outdated values. So you will no longer have the same value system at the end of this transit, very possible. You're called to prioritize and focus on intimacy, on partnerships, on merging power and resources with others. And indeed, focusing on these areas of life will probably bring you a new sense of security and stability in your life, Libra. If you're a Scorpio sun or a Scorpio rising, the transiting North Node is going to move through your 7th house for the next year and a half. So you're called to grow, to nurture, to nourish, and to build long-lasting partnerships. A lot of people may experience, with Scorpio rising in particular, may experience a new stage, a new level of commitment in their relationship sector. If you're single, then you're very likely to have fated encounters in this area. If you're already with someone, then you may take that relationship to the next level. With the South Node moving through your 1st house, it's time for the next year and a half to let go of a certain outdated image that you had of yourself. It's okay to focus on others, to focus on relationships, to focus on meeting others halfway, and to actually release the maybe attachment to a certain emotional event that made you feel like yourself, but that has actually become quite toxic and it's not letting you grow. If you're a Sagittarius sun or a Sagittarius rising, the transiting North Node for you until July of 2023 will move through your 6th house and the South Node through your 12th. Well, Sagittarians, for the next year and a half, I can tell you this, you're going to be very busy. You're called to most likely reevaluate your daily habits and routines, and when I say habits and routines, I'm referring to work. So there will probably be new duties and responsibilities that you have to take up. There will also probably be a need for you to maybe introduce a new health routine, maybe take up running or dancing or yoga. With the South Node moving through your 12th house, you're called to let go of the attachment, the emotional attachment to an event in your life or to a chapter in your life where you felt like the victim, where you felt powerless, where you felt maybe emotionally manipulated or abused. You're also called to release old fears, Sagittarius. If you're a Capricorn sun, or in particular a Capricorn rising, the transiting North Node will move through your 5th house for the next year and a half. So in the next year and a half, expect to go through an upgrade, an update in terms of your passions, in terms of your hobbies. You may discover a new hobby, you may discover a new passion, you may discover something that you really enjoy doing and you're called to focus on it. It's actually a great idea to prioritize romance, to prioritize your passions and hobbies, to prioritize also creative endeavors in the next year and a half. You're called to really tap into your creative potential in the next year and a half. Also, I'll just put it out there, because the nodal axis is the axis of destiny, some Capricorns, especially Capricorn risings, will experience possibly new children appearing in their life, their children. And you may also experience a sense of wanting to really dedicate yourself to the topic of children in your life. With the South Node moving through the 11th house, Capricorns, in the next year and a half, you're probably going to let go of some friendships. I'll just go out there and say it. Old friendships that are no longer serving you, and maybe even old causes that you cared about, but right now it's like, I don't really care about this. If you're an Aquarius sun or an Aquarius rising in particular, the transiting North Node is moving through your 4th house until July of 2023. You will possibly experience expansion of your family and of your home and residence sector. There's a need for you to focus on evolving this part of your life or on taking it to the next level. This may involve buying a new house. It may involve relocating. It may involve adding a new member to the family. It may also involve, for instance, spending more time with your parents or strengthening your sense of safety and security by building something in your private life that feels durable and long-lasting. And with the South Node moving through your 10th house for the next year and a half, I'll put it out there, Aquarius, you may release attachment to an old career path or an existing path that you have been on. You may also release an existing position career-wise that was giving you a sense of, oh, this is what I'm here to do in this life, this is how I contribute to society, and so on. Your focus for the next year and a half is certainly going to be on home and private life rather than growth career-wise, Aquarius. And there's always a time for everything. Pisces Sun and Pisces risings, especially Pisces risings. If you are listening to this, the transiting North Node for the next year and a half will be moving through your 3rd house and the South Node through your 9th house. It is time to let go of some old worldviews and beliefs that you had a certain amount of emotional attachment to, but that maybe were too fixed, were too rigid, and they seem to be holding you back. And for the next year and a half, you are called to maybe learn something new, maybe take some sort of like class or course to develop your logical mind in a new way. In a way, maybe that helps you connect with your senses better. In a way that maybe helps you connect with your physical body better. You may learn more, for instance, about nutrition, about how to take care of your body. You may also learn more about how to manage your money, just to give an example. So folks, thank you for tuning in. I hope this information has been helpful. I'm very curious to hear, for those of you who have been around for quite some time, how you experienced the last transit of the North Node through Taurus. That was 19 years ago, between the 14th of April 2003 until the 26th of December 2004. And if you also want to share how the transit of the North Node went for you between May of 2020 until the 19th of January this year, please do share in the comments. It's always so interesting to read people's experiences. I always say that the best way to learn astrology and to understand astrology is through observation and taking note of what's happening in your life and in the life of others around you. Thank you once again. Don't forget, if you want to work with me, you can find me on my website, which is writteninthestars-astrology.com. And follow me also on Instagram, obviously, if you want to, if you are active on Instagram, because that is where I post more often. That's where I post updates. My handle, I think that's what it's called, is Rux Unbelievable. That's RUX Unbelievable in one word. And that is the only Instagram account that I have. So just for you to know. Thank you. Bye.